Hey guys, and welcome to part 2 of September Movie Haul. Now, in this volume, we're going to see the you know, DVD part. And I've been trying to do this video for like 20 times, but this camera keeps screwing up, this camera phone. But it's getting replaced. I'm getting a new phone the next day, so after I film this. So let's see if we can get this done. Anyhow, all started off with this movie called Sea Beast that come in this, what's it called, this weird case here, CD case. I got this at a yard sale. An old lady was selling these movies, and it says 75 cents, but she knocked it down to 25 cents because I was like, would you take 25 cents? And she's like, yeah, go ahead, I'll take it. So I was like, okay, thank you there, man. Now, the next movie is kind of special for the fact that me and Eddie was together and back last fall, and Chris never did get to do this because this one lady had a thrift shop that sold movies and games, and me and Eddie went there and CJ went one time, and we went 2 or 3 times over the year that she was open, and she could still be open. You just gotta call and make arrangements, and I ain't got the number. I've lost it. So it was a good shop. She was a nice lady. I mean, friendly. I think I filmed a video in there, and really good. And I picked up this movie called As Above, So Below. There it is, right here. As Above, So Below. Well, the lady, like I said, me and Chris and Eddie got together and we started to watch it, and we did something else. We got busy on something else, and we only watched like a piece of it. And this past spring, I took it into Cheap Thrills and decided to trade it in for store credit. And I never saw the movie again. This is the first time I've seen this movie, and at that thrift shop, and I picked it up again at this pawn shop. I was like, man, this is weird to see this movie that I traded in. Could it be the same copy? Possibly. Then I picked up the movie Breeders at a pawn shop. I ain't never seen this one before. Uh, no idea if this is good or not. It's called Breeders. Oh yeah. This has got that classic MGM label, so this might be a classic. I ain't never seen the movie Breeders, but it looks, kind of interesting as a horror story. Now I got this one off of Eddie, and last time I saw this was years ago. It's called Leviathan, and Eddie had got the Blu-ray of this, and he's like, Chris got it. And he said, here. He said, I brought it to give it to you. He said, I know you don't have it because you don't have it on your list. Because I have a list of all my movies, and this one has Peter Weller from RoboCop, and it has Richard Crenna from Rambo, Troutman. And it's a mixture of The Thing and Abyss. If you like Thing, you'll like this. And I hadn't seen it in years, and my memory started coming back to some of the scenes in it. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember that. It's a nice little collection. Thank you, Eddie. Nice one for the collection. This next one is a classic that I found in a pawn shop. It's a 2-disc set of Event Horizon. And in Event Horizon, this has Lawrence Fishburne and Sam Neill. And it's a classic. It's one of those, man, it's really one of the best sci-fi horror films that you've ever seen. And Neil is so creepy in this. And Paul W. S. Anderson directed it, and he was supposed to do X-Men, and he dropped out to do Event Horizon. And he turned in a cut, they said, that was so more insane and more horror centric than ever. And it made the test audience it was really so sick to the test audience. They was like, they in the studio told him to make cuts to it. Well, the movie became such a cult classic that for years people have wanted a director's cut. And Anderson has said that, I believe overseas there's a cut of the film. The guy has a complete cut of it, and I don't know if we'll ever see it. If they ever put out a Blu-ray cut of this, it probably would. I would buy it. I would look for that because I like the film that much. At a pawn shop, I picked up Cabin Fever 2, and I like the Cabin Fever movies. So I think they made like 3 or 4 of these movies, and yeah. Now I got this at a yard sale or a flea market. This lady was set up, and this is the 3rd volume, and I needed this volume because I had the 2 previous volumes. It's the Hitchhiker, Volume 3, and she sold it to me for $1. So I've got all 3 volumes of the Hitchhiker, and from what I don't think they've ever put this out on a regular. They've done the series sets of it, which is really sad. But the Hitchhiker was so eerie and so cool. It flowed so good. I picked up this. Now I'm gonna show you the next ones I got from Larry. Well, let me hold these off on Larry's. Let's do these at Larry's at the end. At Cheap Thrills, I got busy in September. I got the issues happen in September, but I'm all right now. So I'm fine. So I was I had put a movie back to pick up, and I forgot all about it. So I never got so busy, and one day I was in there looking, and I realized that this was the movie I put back. They had put it back out after so long, and I apologized. And they understood. He's like, "Hey, it happens. People get busy. They put movies back. They forget." So it was Christine. Christine. It was directed by John Carpenter. Christine is probably one of the best Stephen King films. Really good. I really love Christine. That's my what's it called, movie thing I was watching. Now we go to the Goodwill, and Eddie found me this one, and I don't have it, and it's the first Hannibal Lecter film in the 1980s. It's Manhunter. Oh, Manhunter, baby. Oh yeah. So I think I got all the Hannibal Lecter films now. Now we're gonna get to the Larry Hall that you saw when I went to Larry's in the vlog in September. So here we go. Now the only reason I went because Eddie found me this movie. He knows I've been looking for Spiral from the Book of Saw. Here we go. Here's Spiral from the Book of Saw, baby. And it's got Chris Rock, and it was just it was way cheaper. It was way cheaper than what Walmart and other places was selling it for. And I couldn't find it in a pawn shop, which was really weird because this movie, you would think it would end up in a pawn shop by now. It's been about 2 years, and I've never found it. The next movie I found, and Eddie pulled it out, and he said, "You need to get it," because he said it's getting rare. It's one that you don't hardly see. And I think the last time I saw it in Cheap Thrills, it went like $20 or $30 for it. It's 976 Evil. 976 Evil. And it's directed by Robert Englund. Robert Englund. I picked up the movie. His name was Jason. A two-disc set about the Friday the 13th movies. And Eddie, I found this earlier and I put it back. And Eddie found me some Blu-rays, and as we was talking, he's like, "Go back and get that, man." He said, that's a good one, because he said they don't have that one out hardly anymore. He said for the price that you could picked it up, man. And I was like, okay. So I went back and got it. His name was Jason. And finally, the last movie on this DVD wise, before you get to the Blu-rays, which really are smoking hot. Those Blu-rays I picked up, man. When you see those, man, you're gonna say, he kicked some ass. And it's for October horror wise. I mean, it's probably the best horror haul I've ever had. Now, it's the last DVD. It is Ghoulies and Ghoulies 2. And Eddie told me that was a good one. And I actually found this one. I went through and I was going, oh man, I need that. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. But that's the DVDs. Now, stay tuned for the Blu-rays, and let's get right to them. Hey guys, I'm back, and it's time to show you the Blu-rays of the monthly pickups, the monthly movie pickups. And I really, really feel that September was my best Blu-ray month, possibly in this whole year. So I'm gonna show what I picked up in September. I picked up at that flea market that you saw where I went on a solo mission back about 2 months ago, a month or two ago. I picked up the following two Blu-rays that a lady was selling for $1 a piece, and her discs were in great shape. She was just trying to get rid of them. I picked up I Am Legend with Will Smith, and this comes with the alternate theatrical ending. This one, I have the Omega Man, so I actually got the third film. I believe it's with I can't think, Vincent Price. There's actually 3 films of this movie with each different names. There's the Omega Man, there's I Am Legend. So I can't remember what the first one is. Now this one's never been opened. She's never watched this one. And me and another old lady was sitting there talking, and she's like, she picked it up and she saw, she knew that I was, it was mine. She just picked it up. She said, "What is Legion?" And I told her it was a horror film. And she said, "Oh, I don't like that." I said, "Yeah." I said, "If you ever see it on TV, I said, do not watch the diner scene with that creepy old lady." I said, it's a nice horror film. I love the diner scene. It's the most scariest part of the film. And it's never been opened. And the lady that was selling them she said, well, I think she had like 3 of them that she never opened and never watched. And she's just getting rid of them. And it really surprised me. She just never bothered to watch. Now, our Cheap Thrills has really been getting in some great Blu-rays the last 2 months. If you've seen my Blu-ray pickups the last 2 months, they got Cannibal Holocaust, and they had the It's Alive trilogy. All 3 films of this classic schlock horror film series is in. It's Alive, It Lives Again, and Island of the Alive. Oh yeah, I had to get it. It just called to me and said, "Come, Richard, watch us." And I was like, "Yeah, this will be a great little horror series to have on my Blu-ray shelf." Now, these next 2 came from the pawn shop, and our local pawn shop has really been great with getting movies in. And the guy even said, he said, "I have to buy movies because he said that's our best thing to sell." He said, "That's what we do our best business with." And he's very good on his deals. He'll cut me and Eddie deals, and Chris, and we all buy movies from him there. And I got 2 of these nice horror films. And one that's never been opened is Subspecies. Subspecies is one that's never been opened. And I was surprised that somebody would just take it back into the pawn shop. So I went ahead and picked it up. And I had this on DVD, the first one, but getting it on Blu-ray is kind of cool, kind of special. I was trying to find a second one. And I said, if I find a second one, I'll take those DVDs I've got of Subspecies and trade them in. And the next one I got is Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Oh yeah. Lincoln is hunting vampires, baby. And funny story. My aunt, back when the real actual Lincoln movie with Daniel Day-Lewis was being released, she posted, she said, "I went to see Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln, the film." I was like, so me being me, I posted under it, I was like, "So how many vampires did they kill in this movie?" She's like, "Vampires? That ain't the movie." And I was like, "Yeah, it is." And I posted the trailer from this. It was a fun joke, and she's like, I can tell she just probably just shook her head. But yeah, it's kind of funny. And there's actually one where Abraham Lincoln hunts zombies or kills zombies. I need to get that. And this is actually based on the graphic novel, I believe. The graphic novel. Now these 2 come from the pawn shop too. But later, like a week later, I went in there and he had more Blu-rays out. And the guy just keeps putting more and more good Blu-rays out. And I'm gonna be shocked, walk in there and see what I see soon, at some point. Well, I got 2 Stephen King films. I got Or actually, I don't know if this is a Stephen King film. I don't think it is. Yeah, I don't think it is. It's Carrie with Sissy Spacek, the first Carrie. And I picked up, now this one's the Stephen King. This is Cat's Eye. Stephen King and Cat's Eye. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So, yeah. Now, we're going to get to Welcome Back Collectibles. And I had been in there and I had picked up this nice documentary. If you saw the DVD set of Jason, the story of Jason, actually they had a Blu-ray of Crystal Lake Memories, which runs down all the Jason films. And this is on YouTube too. You can find it free. But I wanted the Blu-ray. I want to own this thing. And Larry had it really reasonably priced. And I was like, I thank Eddie, because Eddie said, "Yeah, there's a whole section." And we went back in, and I went through the section again. Because like I said, I made another trip to Welcome Back Collectibles that that I didn't film. I should have filmed it, but it was so short notice. And maybe next trip I might, because there's something else. There's always a couple of things I want to get from Larry's shop. Now we can go back to the previous trip, the one that you saw me and Eddie do. And Larry had basically held these for me. He put these back because he knew I was wanting these films. He said, "I'll put it back for you," because he said, "I know you'll be back then." So Eddie pulled this one out and he said, "You need to get this," because he said this was a convention type movie that they, he said, it's a little bit harder to find. He said, "You need to pick this one up." And it's called The Barn. And it has a great cover. I love that cover. It looks like a classic 80s horror film cover. So Larry put this one back for me. But the one that I really was happy to go back down and get, on this one trip was Never Sleep Again. A 6 to 7 hour film documentary film about Nightmare on Elm Street. This was really awesome, and I'm like, yeah, this is kind of cool. I really like this one, and yeah, I was very happy to pick it up. Very happy. It's cool. But yeah, this gives me, the documentary, which I really was happy to pick up. And I've got the DVDs of all the Nightmare on Elm Streets, and Larry had so much stuff, when I went down on this trip, and I was like, man, there's so many cool things. I need to pick these up. I need to get these. So, yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. But that's it. That's the monthly movie haul. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, September kicked a lot of ass. A lot of ass. And it was really fun to pick up some of these. And, yeah, I've got a lot of good movies and Blu-rays right now. A lot. So, thanks for watching. I hope you like and sub to the channel. I hope you enjoy this. Drop me a comment, recommendations. If you want to talk about movies, go ahead, put them in the comments. Till next time, thanks for watching.